Testing 1, 2, 3. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Nightly Lullabies. We are doing this again for the second time here in this beautiful space. And we're still working out some technical kinks, so I'm going to probably stop once or twice to check and make sure that everything is running smoothly. But I'm really excited to be here tonight. My name is Simon Purchase James, and tonight's stream is dedicated to Robin Wall Kimmerer. If you don't know who that is, I highly encourage checking out her work and paying attention and engaging deeply with someone who cares immensely about living well with all the creatures on Earth, and someone I really admire and respect. And I'll share more about that in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to check the video feed to make sure that everything is running smoothly, and then we'll get started with one of my favorite songs, which has brought me a lot of hope and joy and capacity for processing sorrow and pain throughout the past couple years. So stick around. I'm going to check the feed, and we'll be right back. It looks like we're good to go. So I'm going to trust that and grab one more thing, and then we'll really get started in earnest. This is The Time for Flowers by Emily Scott Robinson. I went walking down the road with a heavy heart and miles left to go when I came upon a woman in a field on her knees, singing ancient songs and sowing wildflower seeds. Tell me, what's the point in planting pretty things in these days of darkness and disease? The world is burning, have you not heard? She smiled and said, honey, I've lived long enough to learn that the time for flowers will come again. Maybe in 1 year, maybe in 10. And there are days despair will win, but the time for flowers has come again. I have witnessed funerals and wars, worried mothers, empty shelves and empty stores. The storms will rage and the winds will blow, and you are gonna find out that you're stronger than you know. And the time for flowers will come again. Maybe in 1 year, maybe in 10. And there are days despair will win, but the time for flowers will come again. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? It's time we replant them, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn? When I woke up this morning, something deep had shifted. The sun was coming out and the clouds had finally lifted. It's time to fix what's broken, all the willing and the able. When our honest work is done, we'll gather at this table. We'll hold each other's babies and pour each other's wine, and promise to remember that your fate's bound up in mine. The skies are clear now, the moon is new. Let's raise a glass, my friends, we made it through. And the time for flowers has come again. I know it seemed the world would end, and there were days despair did win, but the time for flowers has come again. The time for flowers has come. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the flowers gone? Such a long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? It's time we replant them, everyone. When will we ever learn? When will we ever learn that the time for flowers has come again? That's The Time for Flowers by Emily Scott Robinson. I love that song for many reasons. One is it allows space to feel sorrow, to feel fear, to feel hopelessness. It allows space to acknowledge that all of those feelings are real and valid and completely understandable given everything that's going on in the world today. And it invites intergenerational wisdom and learning from our elders and working together and remembering ancient teachings that hardships come and hard times last a long time sometimes, and that the time for flowers will come again. There's a wonderful artist based out of Minneapolis named Ricardo Levins Morales. And I got to spend some time with him a few years ago. And the phrase that sticks with me that I think represents his artwork is the phrase, "Another world is possible." Robin Wall Kimmerer's work also helps me remember that and choose to inhabit stories in my own being and try to carry those stories forward out into the world with me. That acknowledge we are all connected and that my stability and safety is bound up with yours. Just like Emily Scott Robinson's song says. This next song I'm going to do I started writing about 10 years ago. And I love that it's come back around and I've written some new words for it. And it may continue to change, just like we all do. When the mountain sings her song, time holds its breath so long. When you fall in love in the clouds, you never ever want to come down. May love always guide you and peace always find you. The tides always remind you of the moon. When the river sings to the sea, she carries prayers from you and me. When the sea sings to the sky, she carries those prayers on high. May love always find you, peace always guide you, the tides always remind you of the moon. May love always guide you, and peace always find you, the tides always remind you of the moon. When the mountain sings her song, time holds its breath so long. My good friend Caleb just came and told me that my guitar was not turned up very far. So he's going to go and check that again, but I turned it up. I'm glad that you could hear it at all. This is why it's great to live in community with people you can trust to have your back. I'm going to do one verse of that song again with the guitar. And if you want to hear Emily Scott Robinson's Time for Flowers with guitar, you can find that on my Patreon page. Time for Flowers with Where Have All the Wildflowers Gone, which I got to record on a hillside of bluebells, which are a beautiful spring ephemeral flower that are up right now and won't be around for too much longer. So if you live in the Philadelphia area and want to go visit some bluebells, send me a message. When the mountain sings her song, time down. May love always guide you, and peace always find you, the tides always remind you of the moon. I got to spend some time with Robin Wall Kimmerer this past week on Monday. I think it was Monday. I'll have to double check. And I had the chance to thank her for all the work that she does. And part of the presentation that she made was about gifts, and a lot of the teachings she offers are about how to be in relationship with all creation, all our relations, and how to be in a reciprocal relationship, both receiving and giving gifts. And this is a song I wrote while visiting my friend Tommy, who was living in Mexico at the time. And it's a song about how all gifts, when they're truly gifts, are given from a place of love and received from a place of love. El árbol no exige nada del sol y el alma no exige nada del agua y aún así se dan los regalos y aún así el amor nos encontramos. Amor, 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 amor. El mar no exige nada de la luna y las playas aceptan olas cada una y aún así se vueltan cada vez y aún así la luna se llena cada mes. Oh, oh, amor, 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 amor. Es en el amor que existen los regalos. Y entre momentos muy difíciles podemos encontrarnos en el amor. Porque es en el amor que podemos recibir los regalos. Y es en el amor que existen los regalos. Existen los regalos cada día, cada año. Amor, amor, amor. En el amor. Existen los regalos cada día, cada año. Amor, amor, amor. En el amor. Existen los regalos cada día, cada año. Amor, amor, amor. Es en el amor. Existen los regalos cada día, cada año. Amor, amor, amor. Es en el amor. Es en el amor que existen los regalos. The English translation of that song reads something like this. The tree demands nothing of the sun, and the soul demands nothing of water. And even so, the gifts are given, and even so, we find love. The sea demands nothing of the moon, and the beaches accept every wave and release them again. And even so, the moon refills herself every month. The gifts exist every day and every year. It is in love that gifts exist. I'm going to read a short excerpt from Robin's book, Braiding Sweetgrass, which is a beautiful book to get either in a physical copy or narrated by Robin on whatever audiobook platform you have access to. And I'll first read this very short biography of Robin. Robin Wall Kimmerer is a mother, scientist, decorated professor, and enrolled member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. Her first book, Gathering Moss, was awarded the John Burroughs Medal for Outstanding Nature Writing. Her writings have appeared in Orion, Whole Terrain, and numerous scientific journals. She lives in Syracuse, New York, where she is the SUNY Distinguished Teaching Professor of Environmental Biology and the founder and director of the Center for Native Peoples and the Environment, which offers master's and PhD programs, which a friend of mine recently got accepted to and will be studying with Robin next year, and I'm so excited for her. This is a section from the chapter titled Allegiance to Gratitude. And I picked this a little bit at random, but from a section that I know I love. And this is in the middle of talking about what's called the Thanksgiving Address. And I highly encourage you to look that up. Listen to Robin's interview on Being, the podcast with Krista Tippett. And in this section, Robin's talking about visiting a school in the Onondaga Nation, where the children share this ceremony every day of bringing their minds together as one and sharing in gratitude for all creation. This is page 107, Allegiance to Gratitude. Imagine raising children in a culture in which gratitude is the first priority. Frida Jacques works at the Onondaga Nation School. She is a clan mother, the school community liaison, and a generous teacher. She explains to me that the Thanksgiving address embodies the Onondaga relationship with the world. Each part of creation is thanked in turn for fulfilling its creator-given duty to the others. Quote, "It reminds you every day that you have enough," she says, "more than enough. Everything needed to sustain life is already here. When we do this every day, it leads us to an outlook of contentment and respect for all of creation. You can't listen to the Thanksgiving address without feeling wealthy. And while expressing gratitude seems innocent enough, it is a revolutionary idea. In a consumer society, contentment is a radical proposition. Recognizing abundance rather than scarcity undermines an economy that thrives by creating unmet desires. Gratitude cultivates an ethic of fullness, but the economy needs emptiness. The Thanksgiving address reminds you that you already have everything you need. Gratitude doesn't send you out shopping to find satisfaction. It comes as a gift rather than a commodity. Subverting the foundation of the whole economy, that's good medicine for land and people alike. Quote from the Thanksgiving address. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them the gift of beautiful songs. Each morning they greet the day, and with their songs remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader and to watch over the world. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The oratory is more than an economic model. It's a civics lesson too. Frida emphasizes that hearing the Thanksgiving addresses every day lifts up models of leadership for young people. The strawberry as leader of the berries, the eagle as leader of the birds. It reminds them that much is expected of them eventually. It says that this is what it means to be a good leader, to have vision, and to be generous, to sacrifice on behalf of the people. Like the maple, leaders are the first to offer their gifts. It reminds the whole community that leadership is rooted not in power and authority, but in service and wisdom. Again, from the Thanksgiving address. We are all thankful for the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the morning air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help to bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. As Frida says, quote, "The Thanksgiving address is a reminder we cannot hear too often that we human beings are not in charge of the world, but are subjects to the same forces as all of the rest of life." If folks have favorite passages from Braiding Sweetgrass, we'll probably read some more of it at some point in the course of weekly lullabies. So feel free to send your favorite passages and maybe songs that you feel are connected. I'm going to do a song that I just learned recently. My friend Shane sent it to me. It's by someone named Jeffrey Martin. It's called Garden. And Shane sent it to me because there's a line that says, "In my mind, there's a garden." And for those of you who know my music, you know I have a song called Garden in Your Mind. This one is a little bit more somber than mine. And it has a verse that references the Garden of Eden. And in Robin's first chapter of Braiding Sweetgrass, she talks about the moment where the descendants of Adam and Eve met the descendants of Sky Woman, who is the original human in the Anishinaabe creation story. And I find that a fascinating way to look at that moment in history. I'll leave the rest to you, and I hope you'll read that chapter about Sky Woman. This is Garden by Jeffrey Martin. Nobody knows me where I go when I'm lonely, how often I'm angry, I guess they're the same. Nobody knows me. In my mind there's a garden full of sorrow and darkness, full of beauty and sweet things where my heart can be honest. In my mind there's a garden. In that garden there's a fruit tree, and I eat from it daily. It's the same that Adam and Eve ate. Now what does that make me? In the garden there's a fruit tree. secrets. I wanna peek behind the curtain. I wanna know for certain if I'm here for a purpose. Oh, I wanna know the secrets, as if knowing would save me from the things that made me, as if the mess that I'm making wasn't really a blessing, as if knowing would save me. As if knowing would save me. In my mind there's a garden full of beauty and darkness, full of sorrow and sweet things where my heart can be honest. In my mind there's a garden. In my mind there's a garden. In my mind there's a garden. Mr. Rogers and Thich Nhat Hanh both had a teaching that we have a garden in our minds, and we choose what grows there. Sometimes we don't choose exactly what grows there, but we do choose what we water, what we give our energy to, what we return to day after day. We choose what plants we tend and nourish through our thoughts, our prayers, our actions. I'm going to turn my guitar down here for a moment as I retune it. I want to invite you to relax. If you're falling asleep, that's great. Take some deep breaths. Relax your shoulders. If you notice you're clenching your jaw or that your tongue is pressed to the roof of your mouth, just take a deep breath and notice where you might be holding tension, and feel free to release that and give yourself compassion. There's a wonderful song by a songwriter from Philadelphia named Ali Halpert called Loosen, Loosen, Baby. And I've sung it on Nightly Lullabies many times. I'm not going to do it tonight, but you can find that song online. Ali Halpert, Loosen, Loosen, Baby. Tonight I'm going to do a final song, which is another original. This is Be Here Now. And I wrote this song inspired by a few different things, including a poem from the Sufi poet Rumi, the work of a friend of mine, Pamela Boyce Sims, and a Joni Mitchell song. The Joni Mitchell song is Woodstock. And there are a few lines that I just completely stole from that song, Woodstock. And one of them is this idea that my dear friend Alice was the first person I really noticed had a certain energy and really deep sense of understanding of, which is the idea that we are all children of God. And for a long time, just hearing that word God turned me off because of all the associations I had with it growing up in a church that seemed full of hypocrisy and pain and sorrow that went unaddressed and injustice that went unspoken, unacknowledged. And I chose to include that phrase in this song because it felt right in the moment, and because my relationship with the concept of God has evolved. And I've been able to let go of some of the struggles that I had because of the people who most often espouse a certain belief about what God is. So I'm going to play the song, and I want to invite you, if you have a similar experience as I did around that word, to allow yourself to fill in whatever makes sense there. Children of love, children of the creator of the universe, children of the moment, children of change. Whatever makes sense for you is okay. Awake my soul and clear the smog, moving inward and outward as children of God. Celebrate each other as the great transition moves. Come back to the garden as carbon and changing, yet you. And be here now, where ripples form. Be here now, be here now, and be here now, where light moves. Be here now, be here now. Together, friends, don't scatter and sleep, emerging now with a powerful voice we speak. It's time to heal. To fear is to feel nothing less. And we are blessed to be here now, where ripples form. Be here now, be here now, be here now. Oh, where light moves. Be here now, be here now. We are learning what it is we've always known. We are golden, billions of years old. We are old, older than our years. We are stardust mixed with our grandmother's tears. We are stardust mixed with our grandmother's tears. We are here now, where ripples form. We are here now, we are here now. So be here now, where light moves, be here now. Be here now. Thank you for tuning in tonight or whenever you watch. Thank you to Robin Wall Kimmerer for the wonderful work that you do. Thank you all for just showing up in every moment and every day as yourself. I look forward to next week, and I look forward to playing music with some of you soon. Feel free to check out the links below in the description of this video. The best way to follow my music and support my music is to sign up either for free or for a monthly subscription through the website Patreon, and to hit like and subscribe on this video so that you can follow as we do more weekly lullabies. Thank you so much, friends. And as always, may peace, love, and beauty surround you wherever you go. Good night.